Hi, it's Venus Jones, and welcome to another edition of Waging Peace Through Poetry. I would like to read you a poem that is somewhat controversial because some of you will not like me after this poem because this is a very sensitive topic, one that reoccurs every 6 months, it feels like, in the news or just amongst family, and it is called I Prefer. And it speaks of the subject matter of terms of endearment and what other people might consider derogatory terms. So, it is in this book, She Rose on a Journey from Girl to Goddess. It's not a poem that I recite often, but I am pledging in the year of 2015 to open myself up a little bit more in regards to my personal views on things. For those who know that my truth is hidden in a book and you didn't read the damn book. So you'll get to know me a little bit better and you might actually want to pick the book up. Okay. So, but this piece is called I Prefer for the Forgotten Names. No, you didn't create this language. So when you change it around, I tend to squint and blink. What does she mean? Is she calling me a bitch? Or just playing today? I'd rather you just greet me with, hey. But not around my mama because hey is for horses, she would say. It's all relative. But we're talking about me and what I like and dislike, okay? You are still my friend. But I really don't aspire to be your gangster bitch. And dear brother, why do you want to be mistaken for a runaway thug? Don't you know the hunt is on for a Polaroid shot that looks like your mug? Thugs are suicidal with no respect to any life there is or ever was. Now what happened to the Twin Towers? That was gangster. Because when you plot murder, you must be willing to die, cuz, as it says in song, real gangsters don't live that long. So I ask you, do you aspire to live and or die? For what and why? Why you want to be a nigga? The word is like whiplash. The whip lands on my neck. The lash is imprinted in the DNA on my back. And I don't have time to turn around and check the skin that you're in just to see if the definition is intact. I'm not your nigga if you're white. I'm not your nigga if you're black. Some still want to embrace me with, what up, hoochie? At the door. I don't aspire to be your pimpette, hoochie, or professional hoe. Don't care for the image on the mic, in the studio, or on the dance floor. The image helps some starving artists earn more money when divide and conquer is the goal. Yet, my choice is to uplift you with these words. I want to keep my valuable soul, my integrity not for sale. Let's produce more heaven on earth. Heaven knows we've seen a whole lot of hell. Knowing you get tired of hearing the same old song, knowing you get sick of bumping those back-aching blues, so I refuse to get drunk off booze and won't start talking smack about past duels. Know my worth. I don't have to prove my territory or wave my gun. Offering you words on a cloth to dry your tears so you can dust off and shine like the sun. Won't see me constantly using my body as a tool to reel and pray, so get behind me, Satan. I found my validation on the inside today. Prefer to represent more than glorified violence and superficial sex. Believe that we can evolve to what's next. Why broadcast more propaganda for the racist? It's more ammunition that they can use. Yet, I am whatever I say I am, and I really don't give a damn about their views. But just do me a favor and show me some discretion with your tongue. It is written that every word you speak has an energy, every single one. When you build on a foundation that's based in shame, your history and your teacher will enter the frame. The slave master knew the power of language when he changed your name. I'd prefer that you embrace me with, hi, mama, or there's what I call a sister. The whoa man, Black Pearl. Rather than, what up, my little nigga? My gangster bitch dog. My girl. Hoochie ho. Let me know you've heard me loud and clear before I go. Now, in the nature of a drill, you would say, yes, ma'am. Please, I'm asking you to say, yes, ma'am. Because in the spirit of my noble ancestors, I told you so. Woo! Yeah. So, on that note, I am still waging peace through poetry. And I would like to have a discussion about that specific poem and piece with my friend who loves the word nigga. His name is... Come on in.
I guess I love the word. Yeah, I do.
Okay, all right. No. That's not a good introduction. But check this out. If you don't know, if you're a real true fiducian, you have heard his name before. John Hurst is a longtime friend. We've known each other for like how long? Like
7 or 8 years.
7 or 8 years. He has done some music production on projects like Kwanzaa 7 Days, 7 Principles, Poems and Affirmations for Everyday Living. He also did some of the work on Politics CD, most of the work on Politics CD, production-wise, music production-wise. And we are good friends. And when I first met John, a.k.a. Cartoon, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But,
sorry, guys.
Well, actually, did you want to say something?
Oh, yeah. His name's John Hurst.
A.k.a. Cartoon. How did you get that name, though? I forgot to ask.
Dancing. I was a kid. Back in the 80s, everybody hip-hop, popping and locking. That's how I got the name Cartoon. It was a fast tick. And I had it ever since 84.
Yeah.
And then I moved, of course, I was from a small town. So that's how I ended up getting the name. So I actually was a dancer. Wasn't a b-boy. I was a pop locking guy. Yeah.
And he got his Michael Jackson hat on right now. So there you go. Boom. There it is. So, so he also answers to the word nigga, right?
Well,
depending on who it is, right?
Well, yeah. I now.
What do you think about that poem, though? What do you think about what I just said?
As far as the female, yeah, I think our words that we tell, what we call that women, yeah. There's a lot of women I do see, even down convenience stores, whatever. He'll look that one time because of what they're wearing, but I have no respect for them, and how some of them speak to each other. Yeah. If you carry yourself that way as calling yourself those kind of names, then so be it.
Right. So the words like the B word, like bitch or hoochie ho, what's up? All those type of things. Our greetings among, again, these were real words that some of my friends we would call each other. But again, I was a teenager, and it's not like I really addressed or even had the courage to really say to some of my friends that it didn't bother me, because I knew for them it was something like a term of endearment. So I kind of let it slide sometimes. I know how a lot of people do that. But somewhere deep down in me, I've never really been that comfortable with it as other people, I think.
Yeah, like me, I would never call you that. I would call you VJ, Venus, or whatever.
Okay.
Or, yes.
Except for when you playing, right? Come on.
Right. No, I never use any.
No, that's true. I don't think you have.
No. And you
but is it because I don't like it, though?
Exactly. Well, that's just because you carry yourself that way.
I carry myself different? Okay.
Few females that I actually hang around that's the reason why, because of the way they carry themselves. Other than that, I really don't talk to them unless it's business or I have to, some type of business I have to conduct with them. But other than that, I would ignore them. I don't care how beautiful you are, but if I thinks that you dress the way you are, I mean, I might say hi to you, but you would never get a comment out of me. You know, of course, you know how you look. That's why you wore it. So you're not getting a comment.
So this sounds like you feel kind of like Chris Rock that, you know, hoochies and hoes have uniforms?
Yeah, you're in uniform. I see you in one. Matter of fact, I wanted to speak to you. Will I look at you?
Oh.
More than likely, I might look at you, but I'm not going to break my neck to turn around to look at you because you're not worth it. Sorry.
Yeah, well.
And if you walked in with a nice pair of slacks or some jeans on that, you know, and I thought you looked really nice, yeah, I will turn and look at you and say, oh, my bad, bro. I didn't mean to look. You know. Other than that, no. I don't pay any females dressed a certain way. God forbid if they open up their mouth and say something. It's another story.
Yeah. But what about, does a thug have a uniform?
Yeah, I think they do. And I'm glad that a lot of them are dying out now. Yay. Nothing bad about Tupac. But
Rest in peace.
I think even Tupac was trying to get away from that relationship, his thug life. You know, it's for, you know, young men, young teens. But as far as, you know, with education now, and with trades that you can pick up, there's no need for you to try to live a life like that. Why would you want to live day by day selling some narcotics? You know, when you just go to school, get an associate's degree, do something, find something you're gonna find yourself doing 5 years from now. You know, that's the way I see it.
Okay, maybe you just having this conversation because it's me, and you probably thinking. But I mean, we know that thug life is not like a necessary. I am familiar that. You know, even I think it was even Tupac who said like niggas to him stood for never ignorant, always getting goals accomplished, right? And for him, he did have thug life imprinted on his somewhere on his body, and I remember
stomach.
Yeah, and I remember Nikki Giovanni. I think she put it on her arm. But so again, this is information that is important because, you know, he was talking about a system, and I'm very aware that is a thuggish gangster system. And, you know, it's one thing to call the people who are oppressed, you know, thuggish or niggerish, if that's a word.
Yeah. But
when they're trying to survive, and I know that, you know, you said that people don't necessarily want to not necessarily, you know, sell narcotics. I don't think there's anybody that grows up and says I want to be a crack fiend or I want to be a hoe. I mean, I don't think there's anybody who grows up and say I want to be a thug, even, right?
Even a drug dealer. I don't know. Yeah, quote unquote. Do that.
But it's difficult because when you say like get a job or get a normal job, you know, what do you say? What kind of advice do you have to somebody who might say, you know, but there's no opportunities?
I think this day and age with that recession hitting the way it did with us in 2009, even I was affected by it. So me personally, I just got on a grind or a hustle.
Yeah.
Anything and everything that I can remember that I can do to make money, that's how I made money. And actually I made more money being self-employed than I did unemployed. You know, okay. At one point it was really, really hard, but I started making everything work for me. But it all depends on what you want out of life. It all depends on what do you want to do. Mm-hmm. Don't sit there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna be stopped because of this or that." You haven't even taken the first step. You know, you say you take the first step, I take the rest of them for you. Whatever you want to do, you have to go for it. If it costs you to go back to school to get what you need, I know, been there, done that. I'm still not satisfied. Even you, you know, just not satisfied. Not satisfied working for someone else.
Yeah.
This the killer because I'm not saying it's the white man. It's just working for anyone.
Right.
I mean, I worked with someone with a black guy for what, I don't know, 15, 20 years, off and on. You know, I helped him out. But it wasn't me. You know,
it wasn't your passion.
Yeah. No.
And so again, I think that's some good advice, you know, to be. It's something you said that I have to go back to. You said, you know, you've heard you take one step, I'll take two.
Yeah.
Now some people maybe have never heard that, but you know, me and John maybe come up more of in a religious background or spiritual tradition. But again, he's referring to the God within, or your source will take your higher source. Now, if you really believe in that,
which I do. I mean,
that helps.
we call it wishful thinking. You can sit there all day long and smoke weed talking about, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that. Well, guess what? Those guys
the struggle is real, the struggle is real.
Yeah, you're struggling to do what? Smoking a joint? Come on, bro. Get up, move something. If you're not gonna move, you're not gonna change. Just like me in the dance videos. It's been going over a year now. I haven't even got produced. Why? I can call excuses all I want. And it's not the excuses, it's me.
Real talk. Same with me. There's goals that I have that maybe I'm not putting out all my failures, but we all know the people who succeed the most, they're willing to fail the most. And I there's a lot of things that I haven't done, but there's nobody stopping me but me. I know that, and so yeah,
it's like anything you want to do, you know. Like for instance, my oldest brother, take away off story. He's going on 50. He doesn't know what to do now. And he's like, oh, I like culinary arts. I'm like, well, take that up. And I told him to put in mind that you're going to work 12 to 14 hours for the next 5 years doing this job. Can you do it? And he was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to do it. It doesn't matter. Just take up culinary arts. You might like pastry. The whole game can change. Yeah. Just find a passion that you like and you do it. Mine was dancing, which I didn't know. Mom, dad, get a job, so I took up electronics. And then I got sick of the music, so I decided I'd just get into music, and that's how I ended up getting into recording. Yeah. But my passion was dancing. Music had always been there. You know, so
and I mean, coming back to the poem, that word aspire, I say that word a few times in that poem. Like, what do you aspire to be? And I think it begins with names. It begins with, labels. And, maybe he never aspired to be a chef, but you kind of don't know until you actually, take a risk and are willing to take on a label and see if it fits. I took on the label hoochie and it didn't fit. Okay. So there it is. I might even dress like a hoochie, but it didn't fit. Okay. Exactly. So it is what it is. And no disrespect to anybody who is proud to be a professional in those specific arts. No disrespect. If that's your passion, you go. Okay, so my thing is just make sure that you feel secure within yourself and make sure that you feel happy and that you have inner peace with what you respond to, because people aren't going to call you all kinds of things. Am I right? But it's what we respond to. And this has been another edition of Waging Peace Through Poetry. I want to thank my special guest, my first special guest of the year, my good friend
John Hurst,
aka Cartoon, animated. We both are
animation.
So
you guys, my opinion, like I said, I got a video I got to shoot anyway, so I know I'm a year behind, but I should have it posted before the beginning of February 2015. So hope you guys check it out.
How can they reach you?
You can reach me at hurstboy@gmail.com. And if I'm correct, my YouTube link is Hurstboy Presents. I think the only way you can identify it because I have some Wallum video I posted, a friend of mine's posted 6 years ago. So that gives you an idea how I actually sync my video and also do the music. So music and the video kind of came hand in hand.
There it is. So, all right. And until next time, peace.
Love. So.